It was almost at the end. There's another one. Oh, dude, it came off. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Funky Town Fishing. I'm out here at Denton Creek, and I am trying to find a good spot. It's Saturday, and it's a little cold. We're gonna try to find some white bass, see if they've moved up into the creek yet. Follow along, let's see how it goes. So today I want to talk about some of the behind the scenes or some of the actual work to have a successful fishing trip, right? We all see the pictures with the stringers full. We all see the short 30-second clips of just fish after fish after fish. And I hate to break it to you, but it's not always like that. All right. I do want to say though, above everything else, fishing is something that should be fun for everybody, regardless of what you're trying to catch. And it's not something that you should take, super serious. It's not a life or death situation, although it may feel that way when, you really want to catch a fish. But first and foremost, have fun. So in the previous video, we talked a little bit about using Google Maps so we can find some potential fishing spots. And then also you have to, put some time in and effort and go scout them. It's not always a guarantee that the fish are going to participate and you're actually going to catch something. And that's part of the frustration with fishing. So, for example, right now we're hiking, and as you can see here, we're in some woods. So, for example, just like this morning, the drive for me right outside of Alito, minutes into the woods over to the Denton area.
It's a pretty,
and then on top of that, obviously
nice
the
little
hike.
trail.
Some of that stuff you guys don't see, but again, if you're new, try to start small. Try to start somewhere that is accessible. That way you don't get yourself super bummed out with a super long hike, super long drive, and then you don't catch anything.
All right. So we finally made it to a clearing. Man, let's see what the hike down looks like. It's kind of slippery. All right. Let's do it. I see this patch over here. I want to hit. Make it up there.
So for the last 3 weeks, I have been super active at the creeks at various locations, like out in Benbrook, out here in Denton, off of Grapevine. And really what I'm doing is I am a little early, I think, to the white bass run. But any day now, when that water temperature hits that magic number, 58, 60 degrees, that's when we'll get that fish movement up to the creek. The reason why everybody gets so hyped up about the white bass run is because if they're in there, they hit immediately. So it takes you almost no time to hit a limit and also no time to get a bite.
All right, so we're gonna try to fish right here in this center section. We're in quite a sketchy spot here. Somebody was playing slip and slide down there. There's some tracks. They thought they were a Hellcat. All right, let's get in there. Hey bro, the fish weren't biting because I didn't have the camera on. Now that they know the camera's on, look, they're gonna bite.
So that was a fucking lie.
Oh, what the fuck? Was that a bite? No way. What the fuck? Son of a bitch. What the fuck?
You motherfucker son of a bitch, what the fuck?
Are you done being a scat pack over there? Dude, that was a bite.
Okay, so you remember how I said earlier how it takes you no time to hit a limit and no time to get a bite? Well, that's not the case here, obviously. And whenever it turns this way and you're with your buddy, it turns into what it will naturally turn into. A bunch of shit talking, a bunch of goofing around and just saying stupid stuff, which if you're not doing it out there, then you're not having fun. Again, back to square one, having fun.
Bite? You do what now?
Chocolates! What?
You ain't right, son.
Boy ain't right.
Always saying all that stupid shit. You piece of shit. He said, oh, is this where you got a bite, bro? Right here? Right in this spot? Hey, don't look pendejo. The wind's pulling me. Fuck. I mean, but look at your bait, look at mine. You jerk my bait. Okay, now cast it without your purse. Look, if I was a fish, I'd be right there. If I was a fish. And I'd eat that. Bitch, you smell like a catfish. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, set the hook. Set the hook. Yes, sir. That's a stickfish right there, bub.
So just a quick summary. Up to this point, only a stickfish got caught. Some strangers came and helped me get my bobber out of the water, and we saw a mama pig with a baby pig.
Okay, guys, so as soon as I turn off the camera, I got a little sand bass. I decided to switch up my bait. Oh, crap. I got this little lure, little crankbait. Nice guy. All right. So after not catching anything or getting any bites, I switched to this little, let's see if you can see it, focus. Little crankbait. And man, there it is. And what we're doing is just, we're fishing it pretty slow. It was almost at the end. There's another one. Oh, dude, it came off. All right, cool. We found him. Oh, makes me feel better. So go slow.
So that big sigh of relief was short-lived. I really thought, I was like, oh man, we finally found them. They're in here. They're gonna be stacked up. Nope, completely wrong. There was only, I don't know, 2-3 fish. After that, we sat there and we kept switching between the jigs, without a bobber, with a bobber, rattle traps, little crankbaits, and even little spinners, and nothing seemed to be getting a bite. So, you know, and sometimes it's like that. The reason why there was such a big relief there is because, again, you wake up early, you make a long drive, you make a little hike, you got your buddy with you, you know, the previous night you stayed up and made sure your reels were right, your line was good, tied fresh knots, packed everything, and just, you know, to get a skunk kind of sucks, and, you know, it's okay. As long as you enjoy it like I do,
What you got?
it will be fine. Just want to recap. I wouldn't suggest something like this initially right off the rip unless A, you like hiking, or B, you enjoy being out in nature, because a lot of people, when they're fresh into it, it's always best to put them on fish so they have that feeling of what it's supposed to be to catch a fish, and not necessarily waste a whole entire day hiking. And again, some people might enjoy that, but I don't think that's the best thing to do when you're getting into fishing. I think the best thing to do is to A, look for a pond or look for a place that is stocked so that you can catch something with them immediately, get them in that groove of catching something, and get them quite literally hooked, no pun intended. Once that person or friend has that feeling of catching a fish and they've done it 2 or 3 times, then maybe it's time to upgrade them and give them a little bit more of an experience, and something like this might be more adequate. You know, going into a major body of water as a fresh newbie can be overwhelming, and it may not be something you want to tackle on your own. If you have somebody to guide you or show you, it's cool, but if you're on your own, it can be very overwhelming, and like I said, it can bum you out and make you not want to fish. And although this video is only 15 minutes or so long, this is the reality of fishing. This whole entire time I'm casting back here, and the other thing that you guys are not seeing is that this whole entire thing was started at 6 a.m. and it was at, no, I'm exaggerating actually. I take that back. It started at 7 a.m. and it ended around 3:30. And by the time I got home, it was 4. So you have all those hours in between just to get 15 minutes out of that whole entire day. And, you know, I had a blast. I was having fun with my friend. We were doing stupid shit like you're going to see here shortly. And I was able to catch 1 fish. So to me, that 1 fish was worth it because that's the fish that I was going after. And I didn't find the school that I wanted, but that to me was worth it. And I had a great time. So there you have it, a non-glorified, very straightforward video of what a typical fishing day will go like. I think there's a lot that we can work on. I think there is plenty of topics to start out with, but I think the most important one, dealing in transparency, is just laying the expectation, and to me that is everything. If you go out there thinking that you're gonna be just like the guy on the Facebook post that has a stringer pull every time they magically go out, I don't think that's the case. And I think it's very healthy that somebody tells you that immediately, because otherwise you're gonna go out and fish and you're gonna have that in your mind and you're gonna get skunked, and then you're never gonna return to fishing again.
Come on.
And that's not good. We want you to stay fishing. And I hope that by showing you some of this stuff,
do it again.
You don't feel too bad when you get skunked. Hey, thank you for making it this far. If you are watching on Instagram, I am in Phoenix. It is midnight almost here, and I am still editing so I can meet my Saturday upload deadline. Thanks for watching.